Jackson still has a chance to make the play on the football.
42.
Well, yes, the clock has run out, but the referee said go ahead and run a play. So they're going to run a play. Down the sideline, Greer, you see some of that athleticism, as we mentioned, ran for over 1,000 yards and 13 TDs.
And yes, you're right. You saw that quick movement once he saw that he was getting pressure, getting outside the pocket, and picking up positive yards.
That's the end of the third quarter. No, it really is. We'll take a break and return with more of the Orange and Blue debut presented by Sunnyland. The Orange and Blue debut presented by Sunnyland on Sun Sports is brought to you by Sunnyland Fertilizer, made in Florida just for your Florida lawn and garden. By Massey Services and the Centricon System, the winning team for guaranteed termite protection. And by Verizon, official wireless provider of the Florida Gators. We are at the Swamp, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, Florida Field, along with Jessica Blaylock and Nat Moore. I'm Larry Vitale. Glad to have you tuned in as you get your first look at the 2014 Florida football team. And what we've seen is the new offense of Kurt Roper is opening it up. The tempo is clearly there, and the desire to make big plays, get the ball to guys in space is working. Not that time. Incomplete pass intended for Maslin. Had Nick Washington on the coverage. There's C. Maslin, one of the walk-ons, getting a chance to play here late in the ball game.
Well, you got a good look early on at Mac Brown and Kevin Taylor, and I think they're done for the ball game.
Kelvin hasn't had a lot of work today. Adam Lane and Mac Brown Jr. have gotten more of it. To the corner, too strong. Trying to get it to the tight end, Blair Diamond. Make that Bear, excuse me. I gave him an L he didn't need.
Welcome to my world. I'll do that all the time. I had S's and E's. I just add whatever sounds
That's right.
better.
The name is just a starting point. Although it's third down and 10. See if Greer can find somebody in the end zone. Protection breaks down, gets away from it. Taking advantage of those rules. And there's McAllister once again. Got credit for that one.
But Larry, you gotta love his footwork in the pocket. You know, it's almost like as soon as pressure hits, you know, his feet just start moving to get out of there. You know, let's go back and take another look. Now watch the pressure, and watch this pirouette. He just spins out, and then he tries to relocate downfield. I mean, just, you know, it's hard to teach that stuff. Sometimes it's just innate.
Well, Harden will get another shot here at a field goal. As you heard Muschamp say, the one that hit the upright, the result of a bad snap. So he's made all of his field goals today. And that's 4 of them, I believe, for Austin Harden as he tries to bounce back from a tough season last year. Gator fans, you can lock in basketball season tickets for next season with just a $25 deposit. A lot of guys back after a run to the Final Four. Billy Donovan's going to have a terrific team. Those who take advantage of the deposit will be rewarded with a $25 savings on the price of season tickets. So it's basically free. The early deposit reward deadline is May 5th, and season ticket sales will begin on May 16th. Fans can once again also take advantage of a payment plan option. For more information on Gator Hoops tickets, go to GatorZone.com/tickets. Big holes open up at the first level and again at the second level, and Adam Lane rambles through into the secondary before he is stopped.
I think it was Neal on the stop, but gaping hole opened up by the offensive line. Nice job by big Trenton Brown of getting it into the secondary and getting a block downfield for him as well.
Driscoll running away from Brian Cox Jr. throws it away, but the defensive coaches should get credit for a sack on that one. Cox with excellent pressure. Nine minutes left in the Orange and Blue debut presented by Sunnyland here on Sun Sports. Year 4 for head coach Will Muschamp. He wants to see his team play like it did in 2012 when they won 11 ball games. A lot, as always is the case, you got to be healthy.
Got to be healthy, and you know, you've got to have a lot of experience on both sides of the football.
Again, turnover differential will be a big deal for the Gators. 2 years ago, plus 15. Last year, minus 2. Robinson shakes off the first tackler, but can't maintain his balance, so he goes down.
Yeah, he was going against the true freshman, Duke Dawson, who, you know, came in January, and nice job of separating and then catching the ball in his hands, keeping that separation, and then being able to turn upfield.
First, it's the third down situation at the 45. Gators still with a lot of veterans in there, as we speculated, you know, with coming back from last season. They want to get as much good work in as they possibly can this season. Nice pickup by Lane, and the pass is complete, and that won't show up in the stat sheet, but the coaches will mention it in a meeting when a running back takes on a pass rusher like that.
Yeah, but I like what Jeff Driscoll did pre-snap. Once they set the motion and the linebacker didn't come with him, he let his running back know, hey, I got a free blitzer to my left there. You need to get him. You know, that's the communication that it takes to be successful on the football field.
42.
Driscoll, 145 yards on the day. He's going deep from Robinson. And it's incomplete. Trying to go for 6, and again, tell you, I'm impressed with Duke Dawson.
Well, Duke Dawson is just one heck of a young cornerback. But this is the second time they've tried to throw the ball deep, and receivers catching the ball out of bounds. You got to help your quarterback out. Get a little closer inside. Let the quarterback lead you outside. If you get too wide, there's nowhere for him to lead you and make that perfect throw.
And you're talking about maybe a yard further inside, a yard and a half?
I'm talking 4 or 5 yards. I mean, if you look at the numbers, you want to give your quarterback room where you're covered. He can make the perfect throw. There's no perfect throw when you're covered and you're already on the sideline.
So like halfway between the number and the sideline?
Halfway between the numbers and the sideline. Give yourself a little room.
Slant route is caught by, not caught by Dunbar. He had it, got pulled out. I think Dawson might have kind of yanked that out a little bit.
Yeah, showing good awareness of the football just because he looked like he's caught it. You know, the freshman from Cross City snatches it out. And he's got real good size for a cornerback at 5'10", 190 pounds. He carries a little weight.
Third down. Four-man rush this time. And the pass is caught short of the first down. Clay Burton, senior tight end. Of course, his brother Trey was a major contributor for the Gators the past few years. Clay making the catch there. Last season caught just one pass. He's been on defense a lot of his career, too. One of those guys who's switched sides.
Well, it's sort of like his brother Trey, just a tremendous athlete that can line up wherever you need him. You know, sometimes it's not about being the star. It's about being versatile and being able to help your ball club win.
42.
Pass complete to Robinson, and that'll move the chains inside the 25-yard line.
All right, I don't know about you, but I'm watching this young running back, Adam Lane, and you know, his awareness of what's going on the football field is kind of mind-boggling because, I mean, he's a freshman. He's a redshirt freshman. Once again, they come with the blitz on the opposite side. He goes all the way across the formation and gets the block.
This time he gets the handoff, spins through traffic, fights ahead to about the 17. It'll be 3rd and 3 as we look at the work of Adam Lane out of Winter Haven.
Now, you know, he's aware of what's going on, who's the most difficult. Now watch him come all the way back across. That otherwise quarterback gets hit in the back. It's those are the kind of plays that get you playing time when the season starts.
The offensive coordinator will tell the running back coach, put him in.
And he ain't done bad running the football either. 9 carries for 47 yards. So, he is really working his way up the depth chart.
Well, Lane has done a good job, and he's a balanced guy. He's carried the ball for both sides, orange and blue. Driscoll steps up. He's got a man wide open, didn't see him. Lane drifting into the middle of the secondary, didn't have a defender within 15 yards in any direction.
Yeah,
Brian White, the Gator running backs coach, has to like what Adam Lane's done today.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, when you start to look at your running backs, and you got Matt Jones, who's not even here, and you look at what you've got as a staff of running backs, you're in pretty good shape, and getting Matt Jones back is just going to add to the bevy of running backs that you have.
Ball is at the 12-yard line, less than 3 minutes to play. Driscoll trying to finish off with a scoring drive. Gets it to Lane, and Lane did go down. The knee did touch at the 14-yard line. Good tackle by Jared Davis.
I'm not sure about that.
But the guy with the whistle said so.
That doesn't mean he can see.
Were you going to be the replay official? Why don't we do that?
Let's
He tried to keep his balance, and he would have had some running room.
Let's take another look at it. No.
Oh, that left I think the left forearm hit. That counts.
Oh, the forearm counts.
Yes,
Come
it does.
on,
Anything
Larry.
above the wrist counts.
Holy mackerel.
A little kind of quarterback sweep type of play, and doesn't go very far inside as we go to the 2-minute mark here in the orange and blue debut presented by Sunnyland. Driscoll. They got officially now 3rd down and 9 from the 11. There's Lane. 4 defenders around him. He made 1 miss, but not the other 3. And he'll be dropped at the 6. It'll be 4th and 4 at the 6-yard line with less than a minute and a half. Now, if they score and kick an extra point, we would not have the first overtime spring game in school history, would we? Maybe they'd go for 2.
I think this is the blue unit here.
To the corner and incomplete.
Good throw. Chris Thompson just got to catch that football. And a lot of times, quarterback can't throw it much better than this.
And we have timeout on the field here at the Swamp in Gainesville. .112 left to play in the orange and blue debut presented by Sunnyland. We'll show you the final minute and change coming up. The orange and blue debut on Sun Sports is presented by Sunnyland Fertilizer, made in Florida just for your Florida lawn and garden. It's weed and feed time again in Florida, and Sunnyland offers a variety of products that are made in Florida just for your Florida lawns and gardens. You can find our products, Turf Grow, Right Green, and Sunnyland Weed and Feed at Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, and Ace Hardware stores. Also visit sunnylandcorp.com and get all your lawn and garden tips. That's Sunnyland. The Florida Gators will open up in August 30th. Idaho will come to town for the season opener. Then Eastern Michigan before the SEC begins. And one thing that's new to the schedule, at Alabama, week 4.
Well, anytime you go into Tuscaloosa, it's an exciting time. And, the last time Alabama was here, they beat us. So it'd be great to go into Alabama and knock them off that high horse.
Quick throw to Goolsby, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet, fights for the first down, and gets out of bounds with 1:04 to play. You like that effort from the freshman from Kansas.
I like the knowledge of that young freshman, of knowing I've got to get out of bounds. I got to stop the clock.
I've been following Florida recruiting for over 30 years, and that I don't recall ever a high school football player out of Kansas signing with the Gators, but this is a good one. Goolsby with another catch, and that's good for another 22 yards.
Well, you know, after dropping the first pass thrown to him, now he's starting to show you the quality of his hands as he's catching everything that's in his direction.
Morningwig fires out in the wide flat, and that is a catch, but not out of bounds. McNeely, the little 30, makes the catch.
Well, if the number 30 is catching the football, you just keep throwing it to 30.
Yeah. Mark him out down at the 42, so it was about a 6-yard pickup. Here's another completed pass. And getting out of bounds to stop the clock is Cade Harrison from Gainesville High right here in town. This is a pretty good drive Morningwig is executing in the last minute. Skyler Morningwig looks so much more comfortable in this offense than he ever did last season.
Yeah, I mean, the ball, you know, the way you tell if a quarterback's comfortable is the ball coming out on time. There's the ball out of his hands, and seemed like he's just so comfortable back here in the shotgun.
Had a little trouble with the snap. Steps out of trouble, and the whistle blows. And they will declare him sacked at around the 37 or 38. We'll see where they spot it. 24 seconds remain in the spring game. The orange and blue debut presented by Sunnyland as Will Muschamp sends his guys off to the off-season program where they spend far more time with Jeff Dillman and the strength and conditioning staff than they do with the football coaches.
Well, Larry, you know, I'm looking at spring training. I'm watching the trainers in training as they're all sprinting out on the field, giving out Gatorade. I mean, hey, it's spring training for everyone, you know?
We should have one up here. Can't we get one assigned to the booth?
That'd be a long haul, long run. But
if they were committed. Completed pass. And that's another first down as they connect with Bear Diamond. He's been out there a good bit today.
Working the slot receivers, the tight ends, down the middle of the field, and then breaking them out, getting them to the sideline, stopping the clock.
Diamond from Bishop Verot High School in Fort Myers. Morningwig, another quick throw.
Morningwig's pass is complete. Number 32.
D.L. Powell, I think that was, catching the football, but not aware of the clock. And, you know, could have hurt his football team. Catches the ball, get out of bounds.
Yeah, because they had already used 5 timeouts this half. But fortunately, they had another.
You know, we always talk about being aware, and you can see the coach over there talking to him now. Joker Phillips trying to make sure he understands, son. Catch the football. Look, you know, we're trying to run a 2-minute drill. You got to get out of bounds.
Well, they'll mark it just outside the 10. I think it's, but again, with just 12 seconds, you're talking about 1 or 2 shots at the end zone. There's Joker, Gator wide receivers coach, former longtime head and assistant coach at Kentucky. To the corner, and there's a touchdown. How about that? Our man Bear Diamond with the TD catch. That's a big moment for a walk-on tight end.
Little wheel route. Nice job by the outside wide receiver keeping his man connected to him as long as possible, and it allowed Bear Diamond to come all the way across and then wheel outside, and he's behind the secondary. Perfectly thrown football.
Skyler Morningwig with a nice drive there in the 2-minute drill, putting points on the board to wrap it up. Morningwig about 150 yards or so passing today. Officially 149, so I was in the ballpark.
Number 95.
And now we're headed to overtime with 7 seconds.
I don't think so.
No, well, it doesn't look like it out on the field. There's Skyler Morningweg. Good day for him. Good day for Jeff Driscoll as well. In fact, the whole offense, the passing game registered about 370 yards. And the running game added another 220. Now, again, that's divided by 2 teams. So 600 yards of offense in a spring game, which, of course, you don't get as many snaps as you would in a regular one, but a nice way to wrap up spring ball.
Nice way to wrap up. You saw both your first and second team quarterback be pretty efficient, especially Skyler Morningweg, as he's able to throw for a couple touchdowns. You saw your top 2 running backs run well. You might have found another running back in Adam Lane. Offensive linemen, they got off the ball. They knocked people back. They pass protect. So a very positive day for the offense. Defensively, you wonder, where do they go? A lot of young guys playing, a lot of guys out not able to play defensively. So, you think that the defense is going to be okay when it comes to the fall.
Officially 606 yards of total offense. 5 touchdowns scored in this spring game today as the Florida Gators wrap up spring practice with the annual orange and blue debut presented by Sunnyland. You see 2 of the quarterbacks, Driscoll and Morningweg, over there. Kind of huddled up with the offensive coordinator. There's Kurt Roper talking. And again, some of those other guys are also walk-on quarterbacks as well that didn't play in this ball game. 14, Chris Wilkes, who has joined the Gators this season. Christian Provancha, number 13. We have seen him in past spring games. Ryan McGriff, number 19, in the mix as well. So we'll return with more from the Orange and Blue debut presented by Sunnyland. After this timeout, you've been watching the Florida Gators on Sun Sports. The Orange and Blue debut on Sun Sports is presented by Sunnyland Fertilizer, made in Florida just for your Florida lawn and garden. Well, the Orange and Blue debut has wrapped up here in the Swamp. Along with Nat Moore, Larry Vitale with you. Jess Blaylock down on the field. We'll hear from her in a moment. But right now, we're going to visit with head coach Will Muschamp of the Florida Gators. And Will, obviously, got a lot done today. What stood out to you as far as today's activity was concerned?
Well, I thought we functioned well offensively. Moved the ball up and down the field. You didn't have a lot of issues as far as procedural issues. That was really with our second group. So really pleased being able to do that. Not so pleased defensively with some of the tackling, but that's where the tempo and being on the line of scrimmage, creating space plays, that's what creates an issue for the defense.
One of the things that's exciting about the spring game is guys you haven't seen before. Adam Lane really ran hard, but he also blocked hard, made some great pickups for you. Talk about his day.
Adam caught the ball well as well. So, I mean, he's a guy that can play every down for us. Really pleased with his progress and where he is. Thought Jeff played extremely well. I think this really fits him offensively as we continue to move forward.
Coach, this is Nat Moore, and when you look at your special teams, and all day we saw Austin Harton as the guy that's the field goal kicker. Can we draw out of that he's your guy? This is the guy that you're going to put your trust in this year?
He has kicked it consistently well all spring. Been very pleased. He's got a great leg. It's just been mechanics and a little bit of just the mental conditioning of the game, and he certainly is coming around. I've been very pleased. Should have gone for 2 there, but I wanted him to kick as many chances as we could under these situations.
One last question that's always sort of fazed me, is that so much is talked about with the athletes and the kids. Now, will each coach meet with the players here and give them sort of a game plan of how you want them to come back in August? And then what do you do the rest of the year to get prepared for the upcoming season?
Well, Nat, every one of our position coaches will meet positionally. Our coordinators will meet with the guys that we feel need to make a huge jump, and I will meet with every player on our football team to make sure it's a clear message about what they need to do moving forward, whether it's in the weight room, it's in the classroom, it's on the football field, it's drill work, it's understanding our scheme and system. So there's so much work to be done. 112 days till we report. Our guys have really got to take the ownership of this football team, continue to make huge advances on all 3 phases and what we need to do throughout the summer. Our staff will be recruiting a lot, but more than anything, we'll be game planning our first 4 opponents. We got 4 tough ones.
Well, Will, thanks for your time. Congratulations on an effective spring, a healthy spring for the Gators going into the offseason. We're looking forward to 2014.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, Will Muschamp getting ready for year 4.